If you are looking for Dr. Pimple Popper content that makes you wonder if watching American Horror Stories is like taking a walk in the park, then you are on the right channel. We have made a compilation of one of the most fearful moments or cases that makes us wonder if Dr. Pimple Popper's patients are cheating death or if Dr. Pimple Popper herself has a hold over death. Welcome to Film Time, and here are the insane ways people almost died on Dr. Pimple Popper. Before we move to today's content, if you like this video, we would appreciate it if you can hit the like button. If you like content like this, never miss an update by subscribing to our channel below. Dr. Pimple Popper is a great medical reality series on the TLC network and one of the highest rated shows on the network, but it is not free of dramatic moments. While we have had past patients who have sadly passed after appearing on the show, there are a lot of others whose surgical procedures were bloody and quite painful that popaholics thought they would die. Here are the insane ways people almost died on the Dr. Pimple Popper show. Number 1. Jenner's rhinophrema. Rosacea is a regular guest star on Dr. Pimple Popper, but this particular case set itself apart by being too extreme. And an extreme growth calls for extreme measures, and we all genuinely thought Jenner was going to die from the painful procedure. Although if the flight from the Philippines to America did not kill him, a surgical procedure may not kill him, right? Dr. Pimple Popper used an electric laser to burn off the flesh of the nose and cauterize the wound at the same time. It was a very slow process that was very bloody and brutal. Although Jenner's nose was later fixed and returned to its normal shape, we could have sworn the painful procedure almost killed the man.
Awesome.
Number 2. 307 tumors. Can you die from cryotherapy? Yes. Should you try it if you are desperate? Maybe. This particular patient was desperate to allow Dr. Sandra Lee to use cryotherapy to remove the tumors on her skin. Let it be known that the patient could inhale nitrogen and could replace the oxygen that is needed for her brain to remain conscious. The famed dermatologist had diagnosed the patient with seborrheic keratosis and told her that the removal procedure was going to be extremely painful. The good doctor proceeded to remove over 300 tumors from the patient's skin, and we could never get over how the patient managed to not flinch at such a deadly and painful procedure. Even Dr. Lee attested that she had never met such a patient with such a tolerance for that much pain. Number 3. Tracy trichoepitheliomas. Every time a patient comes into Dr. Lee's office, there's always a prayer for a happy ending because most of these patients with extreme cases usually have the I have no confidence stories. But Tracy's case was more emotional as she had been bullied while in school because of her face. Dr. Lee diagnosed Tracy with trichoepitheliomas. Trichoepitheliomas are film and rubbery bumps that can occur in tightly packed concentrations on the skin. Dr. Lee decided to proceed with the bloody surgical extractions that are definitely not for the faint of heart. The famed dermatologist sliced, snipped, and cut the lumps that left bloody blemishes on Tracy's face. For a moment, we thought Tracy would eventually faint from bleeding out too much.
Laser that targets water actually under the skin, and so it helps to really decrease the bulkiness. CO2 laser.
Number 4. Bumps and Adam's apple. A patient with bumps on her neck, ears, arms, and back sought Dr. Pimple Popper's help to remove the protruding bumps. The bumps on her neck made it look like she has an Adam's apple. The patient had tried to self-operate and remove the bumps in the past before. Dr. Lee diagnosed her with steatocystoma and began the bloody process of removing the bumps. It was a long procedure that prompted the patient to constantly flinch, but not as much as we flinched, as we thought the process must be extremely painful for the patient. We were praying she doesn't lose consciousness.
Looks like a steatocystoma to me.
Number 5. Bloody hole. There are surgical holes and there are surgical holes on the head of patients that makes you wonder if they will ever wake or even survive a surgical procedure. Dr. Lee treated a patient that was diagnosed with keratoacanthoma. Keratoacanthoma is a type of skin cancer that is not life-threatening but can be quite disturbing. The good doctor proceeded to make a hole on the patient's head to remove the growth, and the patient was left with a bloody gaping hole. We honestly lost our cool when we saw the procedure and thought the patient had died, although Dr. Lee later uses sutures to close the hole up. And there you have it, guys. Insane ways people almost lost their lives on Dr. Pimple Popper. Did you enjoy the video? Which of these cases surprised you? Let us know in the comment section. We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please do not hesitate to click the like button and subscribe to our channel for more great content just like this. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you again, and adios.